There's this incredible technology literally living right under our tires that has the power to completely change how our cities work. We're going to go deep on smart parking sensors, see what makes them tick, and why they're a much, much bigger deal than you probably think. Come on, we've all been there, right? That slow, agonizing crawl, your eyes darting back and forth, looking for any glimmer of an open space. It feels like such a huge waste of time, of fuel, of sanity. But what if I told you that personal headache is really just the tip of the iceberg? Okay, so now imagine your frustration, but multiply it by millions of other drivers, every single day, in every major city. It's not just an inconvenience anymore. It's a full-blown, city-wide crisis. The real cost here isn't just a few minutes of your day. It's a fundamental breakdown of the entire system. So let's unpack what broken really means. What is the true cost, the real pain of urban parking? Well, it's really a triple threat. First up, you've got the economic drain. Cities and parking operators lose a staggering amount of money from inefficiently used spaces or when payments just aren't enforced properly. Then there's the traffic. And get this, up to 30%, a third, of the cars clogging up our downtown areas are just people hunting for a parking spot. And finally, the old way of doing things, manual monitoring, is just wildly inefficient. It's expensive, it's full of human error, and it gives city planners absolutely zero real-time data to make smart choices. All right, so that's the problem, and it's a pretty big one. But what does the solution, the future, actually look like? Well, it all comes down to one word: connected. Just picture it for a second. A city where every single parking spot is intelligent, where data just flows instantly from the pavement to your phone, where that whole desperate hunt for parking is just gone, replaced by simple, clear guidance directly to an open space. That's the vision here. It's not just about better parking, it's about building a smarter, way more efficient city for all of us. So how do we actually make that vision a reality? Well, it all starts with the sensor. So let's get into the tech and uncover its so-called superpowers. It's a beautifully clean four-step process. First, the sensor on the ground detects if a car is there. Simple. Second, it zaps that little piece of information wirelessly to a nearby gateway. Third, that data hits the cloud where it gets processed. And fourth, it's beamed out as super useful real-time info to apps for drivers and dashboards for city managers. Simple, elegant, and incredibly powerful. Now, let's get to the absolute heart of why this technology works so well. It all hinges on that very first step, detection. Because if the sensor can't get that right, the whole system just falls apart. And the key to nailing that accuracy is something called dual-mode sensing. So here's how it works. The sensor basically has two brains. The first one is a geomagnetic sensor. It feels the disruption in the Earth's magnetic field caused by a giant chunk of metal, your car, parking over it. But what about interference? Things like subways rumbling underneath or high-voltage power lines? That's where the second brain comes in, a 24G microwave radar. It acts as a final check, confirming, yep, that's definitely a vehicle, and it filters out all that other electromagnetic noise. It's a brilliant system of checks and balances. So, what does that dual-mode, two-brain system actually get you? It gets you this: over 99% accuracy. That means the data isn't just a guess, it's a reliable fact. It's the kind of rock-solid data you can build an entire city's parking system on. But look, being smart is one thing. This tech has to survive on city streets, which, let's be honest, are some of the harshest environments on the planet. This is all about being built for the real world. And when we say tough, we really mean it. It can handle the pressure of a 15-ton vehicle rolling right on top of it. We're talking garbage trucks, city buses. This sensor doesn't even flinch. And what about weather? It has an IP68 waterproof rating, which is the highest level of protection you can get. That means it can be completely submerged in water. So even if the whole street floods, the sensor just keeps on working, intelligently switching to its geomagnetic mode to keep detecting. And from freezing Arctic cold to scorching desert heat, the operating range on this thing is massive. It is engineered to perform flawlessly, whether it's in Dubai or Helsinki. The goal here is basically zero failure. Now, being tough also means being a smart investment. A battery that lasts for more than 5 years, that means you're not constantly digging up the street to replace it. The zero cable install means deployment is fast and doesn't cause a huge disruption. And maybe best of all, remote over-the-air updates mean the whole system gets smarter over time without a single person having to go out and touch it. So, okay, We have an accurate, tough, and efficient sensor. Now we get to the payoff. Let's see how all this smart data leads to, well, easy parking. This is the beauty of the whole ecosystem. That single stream of data coming from that one sensor in the ground, it splits, and it serves two completely different worlds. On one side, you've got a totally frictionless experience for the driver, and on the other, you have a powerful command center for the operator. So for us, the drivers, this is the end of the parking hunt. You just open an app, you see a live map of your city with little green dots showing every single available spot. You pick one, get turn-by-turn navigation right to it, and you can even handle the payment from your phone. It is a completely seamless, stress-free process. And for the people who actually manage the city's parking, oh, this is a total game changer. They get a real-time dashboard showing everything: occupancy, turnover, revenue. They can analyze all that data to set smarter policies. And enforcement becomes so much more efficient, guiding officers directly to the cars that have overstayed their welcome. And just like that, we come full circle. We started with the chaos and the inefficiency of a broken system. And with this technology, we arrive at a future that's organized, that's efficient, and that's seamlessly connected. It truly transforms parking from this source of daily frustration into just another smooth, integrated part of city life. Which leaves us with one final fascinating question. As this technology becomes more and more common, are we actually witnessing the beginning of the end for the search for parking itself? Based on everything we've seen, the answer might just be yes.